Hello students, now you are going to study about chapter number 2. You must be seeing a picture, a photo. The photo is of Alvin Galeni. Now in chapter number 2, we are going to study the chapter number 2 is the sound of music. In that we have two parts. The first part is Alvin Galeni listens to sound without hearing it. Now this chapter is written by Deborah Kelly. Now let us know about Elvini. Now Evelyn Gillenny was a Scottish girl. Now from her childhood she was greatly fond of music. Now many must be saying that many people are fond of music, they are great musicians. Then what is difference in this chapter? What the chapter makes it different? The chapter is different because she wanted to make music her life, but unfortunately she became deaf when she was 11. Yes children, she was a deaf girl and still she wanted to learn music and she made her career in music. She became the source of inspiration for the handicapped people. She demonstrated to them that nothing is impossible for the one who has the will to do, and it works hard for it. Now she was a great girl. Now we are going to study in detail this chapter. Here is the introduction chapter, the sound of music. Now rush hour crowd hustle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl looking younger than her 17 years was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibration of the approaching train. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenagers fresh from Scottish farm. But this aspiration musician faced a bigger challenge than the most. She was profoundly deaf. Now from the first para only you can understand that she is standing near a station and she is waiting for the train. Now see the words, she is excited as she felt the vibration of the approaching train. It suggests that she cannot see the train coming. She can only hear the train coming. And from the further line, you must be knowing that how prestigious was for her. She was coming from Scottish farm, that is from Scotland, and she was going to London and going to take admission in a very prestigious Royal Academy of Music. And she was music was aspiration for her, but she was challenged. Why she was challenged? Because she was profoundly deaf. Evelyn Gillenny, she lost her hearing gradually. It was not that suddenly on one point of time she was deaf, she was found deaf. But what happened when she was 8 years old, her mother Isabella Glennie, she realized that whenever she used to call her name, she won't listen, and slowly she came to know that something is wrong with her ears. And gradually what happened in the school also, the same thing happened. The deafness came from the friends and teachers also. They came to know about it. Now she was 11 at that time, and this marked that she had destroyed herself, that the hearing aid. And what happened, her head minister called her parents to the school and asked her to take to the specialist. And when she was taken to the specialist, they realized that uh, it has damaged her nerve, and so slowly she had the deafness, and she was asked to wear the hearing aid so that she can come to the school with the hearing aid. Now Evelyn was not going to give up. She was not going to give that she is deaf and now she cannot do anything or something. Now one day she wanted to live a normal life, and one day what happened, she noticed a girl was playing a xylophone and she decided that she wanted to play too. Now teachers and everybody discouraged her, but one of the percussionist See, percussionist, what is the meaning of percussionist? The person who plays the drums and tabla, etc. Now his name was Ron Forbes. He spotted her potential. He knew that she could be a good musician, and what he did, he arranged two drums, one with the higher notes and the second with the lower notes. And slowly Emily realized that she can not hear the voice of the drum, but she can feel the drum beat from the waist up, and the lower sound or the lower notes from the lower one. And this exercise was continuous with this Evelyn. Ron Forbes did this exercise, and slowly now she was able to feel the music or feel the notes from the mind and body. She could feel the vibration, and slowly the rest was shared, and with her hard work, now she was able to listen the music. Never looked back from the point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with the youth orchestra, and she scored one of the highest marks in the history of the academy. Now she gradually moved from the orchestra work to the solo performance. Now, when at the end of 3 years course, she had captured the most of the top words. Now it was in the history that someone like Evelyn had scored such a good thing. Now Evelyn would accept anything. She was very hardworking. Now see the words what she says. If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. And these are her words which suggest that if you are hardworking and if you know where you want to go, then suddenly success is going to come. Now she got right to the top. She mastered some of the 1,000 instruments. She had mastered of about 1,000 of this instrument. She had won many of the awards. Now again, she was remember one thing. She was a deaf, but till 11 she could hear a little bit. No, so her voice, or we can say her pronunciation, was little bit Scottish. She used to speak flawlessly. Her speech was also clear, but we don't know how she managed to learn French and basic Japanese. Now she also knew these two languages also. Now again, this is a very difficult thing, that if you cannot hear anything and still you can speak the other language, how she must be have learned. That is an inspiration. That is her effort. Now, for her music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even in my hair. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing through the stick into her fingers. Now what she is telling? She is telling that she can feel the vibration. She can feel the vibration with her bare foot upon her leg. She can feel the vibration in her skin. She can feel the vibration in her cheekbones and even her hair. This is her love for the xylophone. Now she got a lot of awards. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society prestigious award. James Lillard, what he says, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any one of us. That is why she experienced music so beautifully. Now she confesses that. What she says, let's see. I have just got to work, often harder than the classical musician, but the reward are enormous. Apart from the regular consult, Alvin also gives free consult in the prison hospital. She also gives a high priority to the classes for the young musician. Annual reaching of the Bethau Fund of Deaf Children says She is a shining inspiration for our deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. Now, slowly, she became the source of inspiration for the handicapped people. She demonstrated to them that nothing is impossible for the one who has the will to do it, and she works hard to it. And she also inspires all of the people who are handicapped to work more. Now she has brought the percussions to the front of her orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has been given an inspiration to those who are handicapped. People who look to her says, if she can do it, I can do it. And not the least, she has given endless pleasure to the millions. Now, at the end of this chapter, part 1 chapter, this is clear that this chapter suggests us that where there is a will, there is a way. If you work hard to achieve your goal, you are 100% going to achieve your goal. Your hard work will make you achieve the goal.